Good morning, this is W7WRX. I wanted to take a quick video here on how to set the carrier frequency adjustments. So in front of us here we have the AC101 twins, but this is exactly the same for an FT101 or pretty much any radio of this era. There will be a crystal for USB, crystal for LSB, lower sideband, and depending on the model it might have crystal for AM. But if you look at the transmitter here, these are the three trimmers, and on this one it's marked USB, LSB, and AM. So over here on the receiver, this is going to be just about like a FT101 looks. It's got USB, LSB, and they don't use a separate crystal in the receiver for AM. So there's one way you could do this is to try to set using a frequency counter. The problem in doing that is you probably will not be able to actually get it right on frequency because the crystals drift. And not only do the crystals drift, the crystal filters drift. So even if you were to set that to the correct frequency using a frequency counter probe, the radio isn't going to perform properly. It's not going to have the correct receive and transmit audio bandwidth. So if your crystal moves off one way, the radio will sound high pitched. You'll have low frequency cutoff. If it has drifted the opposite direction, then it will be muffled and very bassy. And this is why every time you hear one of these radios, they don't sound the same. There's not really much you could do about it unless you want to buy a new filters for it. So later on, Yaesu changed their alignment method, starting in about, I think, the 901 series. And they use this method that I've got set up here. I just have an old laptop sitting here. There's a free software program called Test Tone Generator. You download that. I'm just going to show on video. It's very, very simple to operate. You just type in the frequency you want, in this case 1000 hertz. I put the duration for 30 seconds, sine wave, and you hit on. And when you hit on, it's going to output through a headphone cable right over here. And very simple again. You've got two clip leads. The tip, it's going to go over to the audio lead on your mic jack, and then the ground is just the ground right to the plug. So what you'll do is you're going to inject a 1K tone, and right now we're on lower sideband. And if I turn the signal generator on and go ahead and key the mic, you can see there's a 1K tone there. So what you'll want to do is set the mic gain for 30 watts. I've got a LP700 up over there that I can see, and it's at 29.6 watts right now. So once that's set, you'll want to go in here and tweak the lower sideband trimmer adjustment for the lower sideband crystal, and you'll want to peak that right at maximum power at 1K input. So with a 1K tone coming in, you're going to get the most on the scope or on your watt meter. You peak that. If you go over 30 watts, lower the mic gain back down to where it's at 30 watts. Okay, once that's peaked, you have shifted the passband through your actual crystal filter at 1K. You're right in the middle. So then you're going to want to stop or hit off on the SIGGEN, change this to 300 hertz. Okay, we'll do that. Now some of you are going to have a regular, bench top audio generator. That's great. Use that. So now we're at 300 hertz, and you can see there's a 300 hertz tone there. So if I look up, my radio is already set. What you're going to want to do now is rotate the trimmer, the LSB trimmer, until you have 8 watts. So you're going to go 8 watts at 300 hertz and 30 watts at 1K input. and that's it. You're done. It's set. You're right in the center with the proper cutoff at 300 hertz. And that's just the easiest, best way to do this. The radio is going to sound better. It won't affect the frequency that you're on. It doesn't matter what band you're on. I'm sitting here at 75 meters because that's where I used the radio last. So it doesn't matter what band to do this on. And that's how you set it. Now, of course, on the Twins, I've got to go back and do the receiver now because they're separate. But on a 101, you're only going to do the lower and upper sideband. So hopefully you guys can try that out and let me know how it works for you.